Thanks for tuning in to the Urban Scope podcast. I'm back with another recap. Now, very excited about the season premiere for Mayor of Kingstown on Paramount Plus TV, of course. And it's been over a year or so since the last season wrapped up. And there are a lot of things that went unanswered that still kind of we had some answers to, but it was some things that we didn't have the answers for, which I'll get into in a little bit. Now, this season premiere, I was excited about it because Mary Kingstown is just a great show to watch. It's very dark. It's similar to the show on Netflix, which is Ozark. It's always dark. It feels like the sun is never shining in the show, and it's very dark. And there's not a lot of humor on the show. But there's a lot of suspense and great acting in the show, so I'm always a fan of it, especially with Jeremy Renner. Usually, I've never watched anything in my life with Jeremy Renner except for this show, but I felt like he does a great job on the show playing the mayor. In this episode, it was a very slow start, and of course, they're giving the background of the new villain or the new antagonist on the show, which we still don't know his name. We've seen the face to him. We know that he's ruthless because of the opening scene. And spoiler alert for all of this, if you're watching this and you haven't watched the season premiere yet of season 4 for Mayor Kingstown, just giving a heads up. But it does start off to a ruthless start of these guys being on a railroad track and he's letting their heads get decapitated. Trigger warning. Sorry, I was supposed to say it before. But yeah, so it's a brutal start to the scene, to the show, and for the season. And one of the biggest things of the show is that Mike's brother, because on the season finale of season 3, his brother accidentally shoots one of his partners in a friendly fire thing, or maybe it wasn't friendly fire, but he ended up getting sentenced to, I believe, 2 years, as they say in the season premiere. And once he does these 2 years, he has to do them in the prison that's in the town. Now, it's a little bit unrealistic because if he policed that town, they wouldn't send him to that same prison. He would have been sent out of state. He would have been sent to another part of the state or something like that. There's no way they would let him be in the same state. But of course, as Martin say, this is TV. But nevertheless, it introduces new characters and new situations and new drama, of course. So that's going to be something to watch out for going forward. And one of the characters that they introduce is the new warden, which the last warden was unalived on the last season. So they introduced Mayor Warden Hobbs, Warden Nina Hobbs, who's played by Edie Falco. And if you know Edie Falco, she plays Tony Soprano's wife on The Sopranos on the HBO series, and she's played in Nurse Jackie and a bunch of other different things. But she's a very good actress that is very experienced. So she's going to bring an interesting dynamic to the show because she's already shown that she rules with an iron fist. She has a power or uh, superiority complex in some aspects because when she talks to the mayor about things, she's like, "Hey, this is the way I'm doing it. I know the arrangement that you didn't have, but you won't have that arrangement now. And your brother's in my prison, and you're gonna just have to deal with it. I'm gonna keep him safe like everybody else." And she pretty much sets the rules down. So it's gonna be we're gonna have to look out for that interesting dynamic between um, the mayor of Kingstown, which is Mike McCluskey, and this Nina Hobbs character, because there's going to be some tugging and pulling going between those two characters. I wouldn't be surprised if these characters have some kind of relationship before the end of the season, just because of the interesting dynamic and how both power hungry they are and how much control they seek. So it wouldn't be surprising if they ended up together at the end of the season. But they're both trying to fix a system that seems to be broken in Kingstown. That there's a lot of crime going on, and they're trying to get to the the rux of it all. But I don't think they'll be able to ever fix that because that's just the interesting part of the show. But one thing I was surprised about, they never mentioned, unless I missed it, they never mentioned Iris, who was the girl that he was always protecting over the first 3 seasons, and that they had some kind of chemistry, but it never came to fruition. They never actually mentioned her in the show, which I'm surprised they haven't, but maybe it was some kind of contract dispute, kind of similar to what happened in The Shy with um, with Brandon's character, who's played by Jason Mitchell. So I thought maybe it's some situation like that, or maybe episode 2 they'll get to it, because they never mentioned her. It appeared on the season 3 finale that she had passed away, but they never confirmed it or anything, so I didn't see that. So unless I missed it, they never mentioned it, but that's something I'm looking forward to seeing going forward. But yes, they just didn't have any explanation for it. But it was good to see Bunny and Mike interacting again because they always have the best dialogue on the show. And unfortunately, over the last season, they had a so to speak beef that they really didn't talk much. They were really working behind the scenes, trying to figure each other out. But this season premiere show episode, they just got back talking like nothing happened. As Mike is trying to find out who's the new villain or who's the new bad guy in town. So it's going to be another thing to watch out for is see how their relationship will it continue to flourish or will it revert back because of this new villain that hits the town. Because Mike, we know he has this unique relationship with law enforcement, the prison, the citizens, the criminals, the DA. He's the only person in town that has that relationship that he can go to these different parties and be the peacemaker or work out deals. And that's what he was trying to convey to Warden Hobbs, but she wasn't trying to hear it, that he could be the middleman for everybody because he doesn't let feelings get involved as much, except when it comes to his family or his brother, of course. But any other time, he can be able to negotiate between people and figure things out. And most people don't have that unique relationship, and not just on the TV show, but in real life. So he has that unique ability. But this season will be a lot different because he always has a lot of responsibilities. But this season, he has a relationship that he really can't, or a situation that he can't really control as much with his brother being in a prison, trying to keep him safe. His brother was already attacked on the first day he got there. So it's going to be a tough job for him to figure out to be able to get his brother safe and then before he can get out, because it'll probably be another season or so before his brother get out. And hopefully the show continues past that. But I'm excited to see, or really intrigued to see how these different things are played between trying to manage Bunny's activities with his organization and dealing with the new villain, dealing with the warden, dealing with the DA, which they have a strained relationship now, and then any other and every other crisis that will arise during this season that he doesn't foresee. So it'll be something to look for. But as always, until next time, I'll see you next time.